Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone. See, I'm already over here laughing. Thank you. It's a minute after 12. Thanks for hanging in there. I'm glad Woody could finally get us up and running this afternoon.
I had to go get my Mountain Dew out the fridge.
I had to go get his Mountain Dew. I said Mountain Dew doesn't sponsor me, so I got my water over here, and we're ready to go. Hopefully, I won't. I think was it 2 weeks ago? I had a coughing fit on here, and I barely could talk. And then Woody realized I didn't have any water. He's like, "Oh, let me go get you some so you can actually finish the show."
And I'm going to be so rude and open it on air. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
I don't even know how we get through this hour, but we do. Apologize. So I am, it's spring. It's gorgeous outside. Is it going to stay that way, Chris?
It's going to cool down this weekend, and then next week we'll be back to spring.
Okay, good. So I have Chris Morse with me here today, and we're, I just threw out some weather questions at him. I know y'all have heard him on here before talking about weather, but he is going to be talking with us today actually about Facebook security and some social media strategies, and I'm really excited to have him on because a few weeks ago we had some issues with Facebook, and Chris was immediately kind of on there telling us, like, don't touch that. It's spam. You don't want people hacking your account. And I feel like we get a lot of that these days. And for those listening, this will be a good way to kind of help you secure your information. So we're going to be talking with Chris, and then later on the show, I'm going to be talking with Jesse Reynolds. Jesse is one of my delegates, which is volunteers that work with us throughout the year. And he used to be Pirate Bob. I think he's been on the show once before because he was our guy that dressed up as Pirate Bob for our Where's Pirate Bob event. But he also is not just a pirate. He also does he does promotional items. He does some branding, and he also has his own sportswear line that we're going to chat with him a little bit. So as soon as he gets here, we're going to talk about that. But before we get into all of that wonderful information for our listeners, I do want to mention our Bedford in Bloom event that's going to be happening this Saturday in downtown Bedford, Virginia. So if you're interested in coming out and just having a fun time with your kiddos, letting them go through different businesses in our downtown area and get some Easter eggs with some candy in them. It's a free event, doesn't take up a lot of your time, a lot of your day, but what it does do is bring you into downtown. Maybe you've never been to downtown Bedford before, or maybe you have, maybe you live here, but it lets you interact with our downtown businesses and see the growth, to see the variety of businesses that we have down there. I think a lot of people don't realize, but we have close to 12 to 13 businesses participating this year, which is more than we had last year. And, Chris did some great photography of that event last year. So, we're happy to be partnering with Callie Peterson with Bridge Street Studios. She's going to be doing some Easter Bunny photos, and, just having all those businesses come out. And new this year, we're doing the Easter bonnet and bunny ear parade. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you, what is so funny about that?
It's just, nothing.
I mean, are you going to participate?
I might.
Now, I can see you walking around in a bonnet.
And I was like, you know what? I might have to do that.
You know what we should do? We should get Laura to create like one of those bonnets with the pretty, so her candles are so gorgeous. Like you don't want to burn them with those beautiful flowers. So like maybe she can make you a bonnet that looks like a candle, and then you can promote her as you're walking around.
Yeah. I look like, what's the character from Beauty and the Beast? Lumiere.
Lumiere.
I'll walk around with a
candlesticks.
With candlesticks, talking in my French accent.
Yes.
Okay.
That works.
I'll work on that.
So, but we wanted to do that this year because I remember in my childhood, you did like the Easter bonnets. That was a big thing. You went to church, you had your fancy dress, you had your Easter bonnet. And I remember even my church would give prizes because we'd have like an Easter luncheon after church, and they would do prizes for the best bonnets. And one year, somehow we dressed up our stuffed animals. I don't even know what that was, but I had a big Bugs Bunny that wore an Easter bonnet. I don't know, but I have pictures, so I know what happened. But we thought, hey, that would be great to do this year and give the kids something fun just to showcase their pretty bonnets and bunny ears for the guys who, of course, probably don't want to wear bonnets, but, or even if you're a female and don't want to wear a bonnet, you can wear some bunny ears, but we're going to do a parade. So we're asking anyone who wants to participate in that. It's going to start at 10. We ask that you meet us at the Wells Fargo parking lot, so behind Wells Fargo. We're going to kind of get everyone together right there where the ATM used to be. We're asking you to kind of gather right there. And then we're going to lead a bonnet and bunny ear processional down the streets of North Bridge. Just, quick little jaunt down the road so everyone can see everyone. And then we will unleash you to find all of the eggs. So we have filled ourselves close to 1,000 eggs, and I know a lot of the business owners have purchased additional eggs. So we're going to be putting some of those eggs in with each business, and we have our eggs filled with candy. We have some that are filled with little surprises for like a free ice cream cone or different little giveaways. So, but it'll just be a good time.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. Last year was a pretty nice turnout, being one of the first things that came back to the area after COVID and everything, and the kids and parents just seemed to love it.
Well, and we were shocked at how many participated last year, because I remember thinking, oh, maybe we'll have 40 kids, but we had some businesses tell me that they had like 100 and some eggs, and they got rid of them quickly. I know I was speaking with Linda at the Bedford Boys Tribute Center, and they went out and purchased close to, I think, 275, 300 eggs just themselves on top of, what we'll be giving them too. So, and again, I'm excited because we have businesses participating, Southbridge, Northbridge, East Main. The Bauer Center is even participating. So they, you can take your kids over to the Bauer Center and get, your eggs there. But we will have, the Central Virginia Business Coalition will have a table right there in front of Wells Fargo that you can stop by and pick up a flyer that has the list of every business that is participating in the egg hunt. And, then you just kind of take them with you and head out and get your eggs and,
stop into some of the stores and look around. It's going to be a little bit cool that day,
yes.
So definitely a good chance to get in and get warm in between stops.
Oh, it's going to be cool that day? I hadn't even looked.
Highs maybe 55.
Okay. Yeah. Now I got to wear like a jacket or something. I hate jackets. That's why I love spring. I do. I hate coats. But yeah, so 10 o'clock on this Saturday, April the 9th, join us in downtown Bedford for Bedford and Bloom. I know there are a lot of other egg hunts going on around the area, but some are in the afternoon, so you can hit, ours in the morning and go in the afternoon to, and this is a good opportunity. You don't have a bunch of kids knocking each other over in a field. I mean, let's be honest. You can actually just go door to door, and they're going to be handing those eggs out to the children in the area. So we look forward to a good turnout. And, if you have any questions, you can always email me at heather@cvabc.org. Another thing I want to say before we kind of get into all the other parts of our podcast today is, okay, I'm just going to say how much I love my job. Seriously, you don't have very many people that can honestly get up every day and say, I love what I do, and I'm going to get up every day, and I'm not going to like lay under the covers and, hope that it's it's raining and want to, pretend to be sick. I'm like, no, not me. I'm up. I'm ready to go. Sometimes I'm supposed to be 5 days a week, but there's a lot of times I'm working 6-7 days just because I love what I do. It's not because I have to. It's just because it's fun. But one of the reasons I love that is my opportunity to go out and meet local businesses and get to know local businesses and learn about them and what they do so that I can promote them. I can share to the community, and get people into their doors. So I want to give a shout out today. I got the opportunity to go to Cintas here in Bedford, and I was able to tour their facility and actually see what goes into all that they do. And it was really, so first of all, it's cool. I mean, I feel like I sound like I'm like, 16 years old. That was so cool, but it really was. It was like, you think what happens, okay, they're in there washing, uniforms and, the mats that you put down and you see at different businesses, but there is so much that goes into it. And the process where they actually match up, like, all the uniforms and I've never seen so many washing machines. I wish I had one of those washing machines and that dryer at my house. I don't have to do it like once a week because that thing's massive. I just shove it all in there and then like the dry. So anyway, it was super cool to watch. And the other part that I didn't know, and I don't know if those who listen know, and whether you are listening here in our area or whether you're listening, in a different state, because, Cintas is not, they have plants throughout the country, but the longevity of the people who work there, they truly are local business. So, you hear people say, oh, that's not a local business because they have so many plants. Yes and no. I mean, yeah, there are, but it is local. There are local people that work there. And I'm sitting there talking to, and I'm waiting for someone to be like, oh, yeah, I'm here for like 2 years. It was like 18 years, 17 years, 25 years, 19 years. Like somebody was like, oh, I've been here for 12 years. And I was like, oh, you're the baby of the family. Because like the longevity there is crazy. And you could just tell how much they love what they do, even those working in the plant. You think some people like, oh, I'm just in there making a wage. But to have been there 24 years, you have to be doing something right, So I truly enjoyed going out there to visit today and learning. I learned that they do paper products, like they sell toilet paper and paper towels. And I didn't know that prior to going there. I thought they just did like uniforms and the mats and stuff that you put out. But no, they do more than that. And I told them that I've been washing my husband's uniforms for years now that should be going to Cintas weekly, but he just doesn't because he doesn't want to take the time to put them together and take them to work and then put them. So I'm going to start just dropping it off. They're like, here's my husband's delivery of uniforms because I'm tired of washing them. And now I've seen what they've got. Like, I ain't putting them in my little washing machine no more. But it was really great to see. And so, if you ever get a chance to check out their plant and what they do, they're very proud of their facility, and as they should be, because it's definitely it was very eye-opening and fun. So quick shout out to Cintas. It's kind of my business of the week, I guess. I'm going to start doing that business. So that's my first inaugural business of the week. Way to go. So anyway, we are in, like I said earlier, in the studio today. I have Chris Morris with me and Jesse Reynolds. So, hey guys.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk a little bit with Chris first. And we're going to talk about sort of like security for your business pages on Facebook and social media. Now, Chris, you have a new name for your company. Tell us what it is.
It is Eagle's Eye Photography.
Eagle's Eye Photography. So I had him as Bedford Photography. It was a Bedco.
Yeah, Bedco Photo.
Yes.
Was originally. Nobody could figure out how to pronounce it, so we changed it.
How do you not know how to pronounce Bedco? I mean, that would
they
seem
would get
obvious.
confused with the Bedford, and
Oh,
because
okay.
it's an abbreviation, so
Well, all right. Well,
we just made it easy.
I like Eagle's Eye.
Yeah.
That's nice. And if you've had a chance to see, we've used Chris's photography in numerous things for, the CVABC when we've been doing, Centerfest photos or, the Christmas parades, the tree lighting. I always look forward to after the event. It's like, oh, has Chris posted pictures yet? Like, that's what I do. I go and I'm like, let me see what Chris has posted. So I love seeing one of your photos that we constantly use is the one where the car broke down in the middle of the road during the Christmas parade 2 years ago. And, everyone came and helped push it out of the road. That's kind of probably one of my favorites, not just my favorite photo, but my favorite memory, even of, you don't want to sit there and go, oh, my favorite memory is when the car broke down. But it was the sense of community. Yes, that was the part. That was the part that I loved, was the sense of community, seeing everyone run in. And it was so funny this past year, he called and it was Mr. Cohen. He said, I want to have my car in again. I think I've got it fixed. I think I've got it working. He said, so I want to have it in again. And I was like, okay, great. Well, I put him as the very first car in the lineup. And he said, how do I go from being the car that broke down to the first car in the lineup? And I said, well, honestly, if you broke down again, it would be easier to push you out of the way than have, you stuck in the middle of the lineup. So that was fun. But he loves to participate, and his car is always like a crowd pleaser, when they
Hillbilly Rescue.
The Hillbilly Rescue. So we were, what was it? About a week and a half ago, I think I started getting notifications that, was it Facebook, was saying that I needed to go in and like verify my page or I was going to lose it. Something to that
somebody
degree.
Pretending to be Facebook.
Correct. Right.
Was saying that.
And so for people who don't know any better. And I hate to say this, but a lot of it is like sort of the elderly, people that are on Facebook are like, I love you, Mom, but my mom, she is constantly getting hacked. I have never seen somebody, I've had to change her Facebook page so many times because she starts sending me videos and pictures of like women that need to lose weight. And first of all, I'm like, okay, are you trying to tell me something or have you been hacked? And it's, it's her being hacked, but she just she clicks on everything. I mean, if it says click here, she is clicking away. So so let's talk about the Facebook security, and how that kind of came about, like the hacking page incident.
Yeah, so it was a few weeks ago. Nicole Johnson, who's our tourism director here in Bedford County, she started sharing a post and tagging businesses and things, saying this looks suspicious, don't mess with it. And what it ended up being, it was a page that said it was Facebook page support, something looked semi-official when you went to it, had 3,000, 4,000 people that liked the page, so you kind of think twice about it. But what it ended up being was another lady who lived in Georgia who had a photography business. And somebody hacked her personal account, took control of her page account because it had so many followers, so they could make it look a little more legitimate, and then removed her as an administrator, took over the entire page, deleted all of her content from it, changed all the graphics and everything, and then just started randomly tagging businesses from California to Bedford. And so what I posted, I shared the post into the CBABC group and just explained to people, don't click on it, but also secure your account, because that's what hackers are doing now. They're going after pages that have several thousand followers already, because if they just create a page that says Facebook security, nobody likes it, nobody's going to believe it. You get a page that's got 3,000, 4,000 likes on it, it just looks more believable. And so one thing that I was telling people to do is, on your personal account, make sure you have two-factor authentication. When you go into the settings under security, there's an option for that. And you can do it either by getting a text message whenever you log in, or if somebody tries to log into your account. You can set up authentication apps. I think Microsoft has one, Google has one, where you have to actually go in on your phone and get a 6-digit code before you can log in.
Right.
And then with the two-factor authentication set up, Facebook's going to send you a notification, either to your email or to your phone or to both, anytime somebody tries to log in, so that nobody's going to be able to take over your account and get that information.
Now, if you're someone like me, so I have my own Facebook page, and I have the two-factor authentication on my personal page, but I also run the Central Virginia Business Coalition page. Is there a way to get that specifically, or is it just on your personal page? Like, how do you make sure your business is protected? Is that kind of the same thing?
It's kind of the same thing. The two-factor authentication is just for your personal page, but that keeps your personal page so they can't get in and change administrators. The best thing you can do on your Facebook page, on the business page, is to have more than one administrator.
Okay.
Have somebody else that you trust that's an administrator. So if somebody does get in there, they can't make themselves administrator, and then, because the administrator has the power to do anything on the page.
Right.
So if somebody gets into your page and makes themselves an administrator, they can delete you and you have no control over it. It's done, and that's it. The lady down in Georgia who had her page taken over, I talked with her. I actually found her business and found her Instagram account and reached out to her and just explained to her what was going on and what I had noticed. And she was not able to get her page back. She basically had to start over from scratch.
That's good to know, because I think I have some of my team, they're on there as maybe editors, but I don't know that I have any of them as actual admins. So that would help me. They could kind of go back in, but they can't put me back on as an admin or be able to fix what's, happening. Now, if someone does that though, how do you go about, you may or may not know this, but is there a way to go about kicking them back off your page? Or is that just kind of, you got to redo what you have and go from there?
Facebook right now doesn't really have a good way. It's even for business owners, it's hard to get in touch with anybody, even when something like that happens. I've been dealing with an issue on my original page that was a software glitch with Facebook, and it took me about 3 weeks to finally actually reach a live person. And that was kind of a shock that somebody actually works there.
I remember when we rebranded, when we were at first the Lynchburg Retail Merchants Association and we rebranded to the Central Virginia Business Coalition, we had to go through, quite a few hoops to get them to change our name on Facebook. Cause we had to send in like newspaper clippings that showed where we used to be the retail merchants, and if we had something showing we had changed over, and all of this stuff, just to finally get them to say, oh, okay, we'll change the name. So I find it funny that they have that sort of security, yet it's so easily accessible to to hack an account like it is. But
once you hit 5,000 likes on a page, they really kind of lock it down a little bit more. One thing they're doing now is what they call Facebook Protect. And I know I've seen a few people post on there and say, hey, what's this? I got this notification about it. It used to be something that they only did for like politicians and famous people, like, people that are going to have a ton of followers and stuff. And now they're kind of starting to roll it out because of these issues of people going in and stealing pages and stuff that have a lot of followers and people that have a significant reach. And they really haven't said what the reach is, but from what I've seen, it's probably if you have 2,000 to 3,000 followers on a page, you're probably going to get the notification. And they're going to have you turn on Facebook Protect. And they actually give you, I think, about a month or so to turn it on. And if you don't, you're locked out of your account until you do. And simply what it is, Facebook Protect makes you turn on two-factor authentication, like what we talked about. But on Facebook's end, they actually monitor your account more. So you see people, like you talked about with your mom getting hacked, but sometimes people get spoofed. So hacking is what you were talking about, where somebody can go in and send it from their account. But spoofing a page is just where somebody makes a fake page that looks like it's them and starts sending friend requests and stuff like that.
Right. I get those quite a bit too. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know you. And you'd be surprised. And I get a lot of, I bet you, I was looking at it, I have like 70 friend requests that I haven't, because, people hear my name like, oh, let me just friend request. And I'm like, I have no clue who you are. Like, what? And so I'm never sure who is real. And one thing I will say for anyone listening, one of the things I have done, especially when I get people I know I'm friends with that then send you a friend request again. And I think that's where my mom falls prey to a lot of it. She's like, oh yeah, okay, friend. Cause I know him. She doesn't think, oh, I'm already friends with them. So I will, I'm very specific that I'll go to my friends list and pull them up and see if I can find them in my friends list first. So I know if that's the case, then that secondary one is probably someone who has spoofed them or, they're,
Right.
Hacked or whatever. So that's one thing I try and do to just protect my account. But I also would say, and if you were talking about having more than one admin on your page, I will also say though, if you're getting, I know for us when we started getting those Facebook things like the page request for us to click here, we'd lose our data. One of my staff members was like, "Hey, did you see this? Should I click it?" No. Listen, so I think you also need to be very aware though, if you have another person as an admin, let them know like you'll handle it so that they don't go and do it to not knowing, and then you're giving access to them to help out, but you don't want it also to be the cause of the reason that you're
right, exactly,
getting hacked too. So like you were saying, have someone you trust and give them very specific rules to being the admin of your page. I kind of would throw that out there. But so tell us like some other best practices for social media strategies. I know social media is big. And I feel like there's always something new coming out. So, there's Facebook, there's Twitter. I don't, like I've said before, I don't tweet. There's, I don't understand it. I really don't. Like, what, can somebody tell me what the point is? Any of you guys in this room? I really need to know. If you're a listener and you can put it on our Facebook page, go to Talk Local to Me and say, Heather, here is why you tweet. Like, I need to know. But Jesse, what do you do? Yeah.
Is my mic on?
Yeah, your mic's on.
So Twitter is essentially just a quicker and less professional, I would say, version of Facebook. So it's like people are just tweeting their thoughts out left and right. And
so I could just wake up and be like, I don't feel good today. Tweet. I mean, is that what we do? Is that how it works?
Back in the day, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's evolved. It's evolved a lot.
Okay.
Originally, that's what it was when Facebook first started, it was kind of the same way because the Facebook prompt would be, how are you feeling? What are your thoughts type thing.
Yes.
And it kind of evolved away from that. Twitter kind of filled in that space as kind of more of a stream of consciousness. This is what I'm thinking every second of the day. And now it's kind of evolving a little bit from that. And a lot of it's going into video.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what TikTok is.
Right.
Other than making viral things, it's kind of more of a stream of consciousness. This is what's on my mind right now.
Okay. Well, and it's funny because I know when when I look back in the memories, you know how they do the Facebook memories from like 12 years ago, it'll be like Heather is, you know, it has that is, and like Heather is feeling like she hates this today, you know. And so, but now, you know, they took that is away. So now you can just say what you want to say. So I definitely see that part of it, but I've just never I always feel like once I even try and get comfortable on a platform, there's something else and I'm just like, I'm done. So, but I have started to kind of do the Instagram. I learned how to TikTok, but apparently my daughter says I don't do it well enough. So I have to like have my TikTok approved before I can post it by her, because every time I do it, she's like, Mom, like, I don't know. I looked down once when I was trying to turn off the phone, so it didn't look professional. You know, I didn't learn how to cut it, and so I'm learning the TikTok because it's actually kind of fun. But what else is there? What am I missing? Instagram, LinkedIn. That's another. That's another whole.
I feel
realm.
like LinkedIn's died off a little bit, at least for me.
I know it's a lot of business. It's more business focused. I get a lot of congratulations on my work anniversary
I
every
was going
year.
to say, all I get is like spam inviting me to seminars. And
Yes,
stuff.
I get that
that's
too.
all and I'm like, it's worthless to me.
Yeah, so I'm not on there much. But then like there's some people that are like, oh, do you have a LinkedIn? And they like actually want you to have one to do business. So anyway, so what are some best practices for social media? If you're a business owner, you know, that's kind of where it's at nowadays,
Right.
is social media.
Yeah, social media, because like you said, you've got Facebook, Instagram. They're all kind of going the way of video. So definitely, like what you've learned with TikTok, you know, kind of up your video game a little bit. Make things more personable. That's kind of the trend that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why I tell people, you know, don't use stock images. You know, don't just use memes that you find. I mean, it might be funny, share it on your personal page, great. But when you're on your business page, share as much as you can that's actually from your business. If you see a meme that you think is funny and it fits in with your business, great. Copy the wording over to a picture that comes actually from your business.
Okay.
Or copy the wording over to a short video. Because that Instagram is really pushing their reels. It used to be all about photos and everything. I saw a funny video the other day, basically comparing Instagram with Twitter and saying, if you want to share your photos, go to Twitter and do it. Because Twitter is about photos now. But if you're going to be on Instagram, you need to start doing Reels, which is basically TikTok. They all kind of copy each other. Whatever the big thing is, they all kind of take off from.
I am so confused. Like, I really am.
Like even Chris, Instagram kind of took their story thing from Snapchat, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like,
Facebook steals
where it
everything.
Expires.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I see, and I don't even Snapchat. I don't even get me
I
started
mean, but
on
like
Snapchat.
you would post something and it expired, and then I remember Facebook and then Instagram, whatever, they doing the same thing where you post your story and then a day later it's gone.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the filters. They make me look all smiley, like, you know, I'm all like glowing, and you know, sometimes I have like little stars around my face, and so I'm like, ooh, look at me. But that's about the. I actually do Snapchat just to take a picture of myself that I can post on Facebook. So I'm not even that's with
I've
the
noticed
filter.
a lot of those trends have kind of died a little bit.
Yeah.
You used to see everybody with the reindeer ears and the little reindeer nose pictures.
Yes, yep, the little
That's kind of died
pandas.
out,
Yeah.
thankfully.
So for Facebook, you were talking about video. Is it better to do, so you have are you talking like Facebook Live or just creating a video and then just posting the video, or is it a little of both?
It's a little bit of both. Facebook really pushes the live. You know, their algorithm's constantly changing, and it's something you get a migraine if you try to keep up with it. But right now they're pushing lives quite a bit, but they're trying to integrate Instagram so much into it that they're really pushing the Reels on Facebook too. They call them Reels. I think Facebook actually calls them story videos, but when you look back into the metrics, they call them Reels the same way as Instagram.
Well, I know a couple weeks ago I was so confused because I did a TikTok. Okay, so I forget what I TikToked, but I did, and so I shared it to Facebook. So I thought, okay, it's going to share to Facebook, but it didn't. It shared to my story on Facebook, but not the business story. It shared to my personal story, but I wanted it to go to the business story, and I was just like, Autumn, where are you? That's my events assistant. I'm like, where you do this from now on?
I think I'd do it as a reel on Instagram, and then, correct me if I'm wrong, you just bring it over from Instagram to Facebook.
You can. They've started now where it just makes a link to go back to Instagram instead of just sharing the video. But you can actually download most of the reels and then just reshare it again on Facebook if you have the rights to the music. Some of the music it'll let you, some of it won't.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I had mine muted because I used something. But the weird thing was, I thought that the music on TikTok was allowed to be used on other. I don't know.
No, because TikTok licensed that music. Same way Instagram, even though they're owned by Facebook or by Meta, I guess. Even they're having confusion. The guy I talked to on the phone from there, he kept trying to say Facebook and he would stop himself and say Meta. He's like,
wait, so it's not Facebook anymore?
Yeah, they changed the Meta.
Meta is the overall
I'm so
company.
out of the loop. Y'all, how about y'all just run this show for the rest of the day? Because I don't even know what I'm talking about over here. No, I mean, I see the little Meta on when you go to the business and it has the thing at the top. Because now the insight page for me, I don't know, it's more confusing.
I completely agree with that, Heather. I cannot stand the business part of it. It's just so overly complicated, especially if you just have like one page you run. But if you start running like 10 or 12, it's like, oh my God, I can't. This is so many. I mean, but I guess the information is good, but I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
They're getting ready to change that a little bit too. They're actually coming out with a new Pages experience that I think is more focused on pages that aren't business. So I run the Bedford County weather page, and it got switched over yesterday. Even though the notification said, oh, we're going to switch over in 3 days, and it led you through all the differences and stuff. And then at the end, it's like, okay, switch it now. And it switched instantly.
Yeah.
3 days.
Well, I know when they first, I guess, switched to the whole Meta side of it, if that's what it's called, but they gave you the option to switch back to the older version of your Facebook, like the way they showed it. And every single time I'd be like, swap back over. Now they don't let me do that anymore because I was like, I liked the other way so much better. But maybe it's just because I probably need to sit down and really dive into what it all shows me. I really don't look at it all that much, I'm not gonna lie.
And on your desktop, that's going to change again. They're getting ready to change the user interface a little bit.
How do we reach out to them and tell them just to leave it alone? Like, can we just leave well enough alone, friends? Because people like me that are not IT, like I am not technologically savvy. I'm not. So I finally get to where I'm good, and then they switch it on me again, and then I'm just a mess. And
I mean, I've got the number to their concierge support, but I don't know
if somebody going to answer. There's like one person working there. They're like, darn Chris Morris for giving out my number. So we're talking about, okay, so why outsource social media management? Why, so first of all, he'll just say, well, Heather, you've pretty much summed up why, because you need
that's actually what I'm
probably
thinking,
do that yourself. But anyway, some businesses think, oh, I can handle it. I can do it. But why shouldn't they?
A lot of it is exactly like what you said. I mean, it's the keeping up with the algorithms, keeping up. It's one less thing that the business owner has to take off of their plate. So that's one thing that we do is we can do social media management. We can run, get in there, become an admin on your page and post for you, handle taking care of the comments, taking care of the messages, make sure that everything stays up to date with Facebook's algorithms because they really hit you on messages now. If you're not responding to messages fast enough, they will actually reduce your views in the feed when they post. Because if you're a business owner, if you notice when you post something, you might have 6,000 people that like your page. And you'll go in a couple days later and it'll only be shown to about 500.
Right.
And that's Facebook's algorithm. They'll show it to certain people because they want you to boost the post. They want you to pay for that reach.
Right.
But if you handle the algorithm the right way, make sure you're posting enough, make sure you're responding to every comment, make sure you're responding to messages quickly, you can actually increase that organically without having to pay for it.
So how often should you post? Because sometimes I feel like if we post too often, they slow you down. Or, I mean, should you post more like
nowadays?
often?
Yeah, content is big.
Okay.
So I would say at least daily.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you another question about messages since you brought that up, because I'm going to tell you that, okay, so I have somebody that messages me, and I'm pretty quick at messaging back, and I'll message them back and say, okay, here's the answer to your question. So they message me back, and they say, thank you. What am I supposed to do with that? Because then I'll get a message later that says, you need to answer your person back because they said thank you. What am I supposed to thank you? Are we supposed to go back and forth with thank yous just so that we're messaging and not knocking, like how?
Yeah, it's kind of like a back and forth. I don't know if
sense.
it's really a good answer for that one. I usually just resort to sending the little thumbs up like that they have. Something
Okay.
just to
There's
acknowledge that I've gotten it,
that. Okay.
but I don't know where the end point is.
I know it's like we just keep going back and forth. No, thank you.
Everyone trying to boost their credibility
That's
on
right.
Facebook.
And then all of a sudden, like we're just everyone's seeing our stuff because we're just constantly thanking each other.
I will say it does seem like the algorithm is more looking at that initial. So when somebody first messages you, how quickly you get back to them.
Mhm.
I don't think it takes into account the other messages after that, but
Right.
it will bug you for days if you don't.
Yeah, it does.
Answer
And
that
I'm just like, I
final one.
answered her. Leave me alone. So now to be clear, Eagle Eye Photography does handle social media management for anyone
Right.
listening. So it's not all about photography. You don't just handle photography and the
well,
weather.
with the social media management, we also include in the photography for your business.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be able to come in and get those pictures of inside of your business, or even if you don't have an actual retail location, if you're just a entrepreneur that does like maybe Tupperware or Scentsy or one of those businesses like that, we can come in and get pictures of your product so that you're not using the stock photos that Scentsy sends you or
Right.
the Tupperware gives you, and also pictures of you, because relatability has become a big thing, going towards credibility on not just Facebook, but on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. That's why you see a lot of these people on TikTok that blow up really quickly are people that they may share something that's funny or that seems viral, but they're sharing something that's them.
Mm-hmm. So when I do something stupid on TikTok, I should share it.
Oh,
Yes,
everywhere.
exactly.
Plaster it everywhere.
I'm telling you what, I'm going to be a TikTok sensation. I'm going to do some, I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's going to be
Get
fabulous.
somebody to remix that video of you.
Oh my gosh, on the
chairlift.
stair.
Yes.
Yes, the chairlift. So yes, we should. That was
If
great.
you remix that to the right beat and have you going back and forth on that,
For those of you listening, one thing about me I will tell you is that it takes a lot to embarrass me. A lot. I love a good laugh and I love being fun. Heck, if you're laughing at me, you're not laughing at somebody else. You're leaving somebody else alone. So I'm big on doing like just I don't know. So we had a coffee talk a few weeks ago, and we had one of our members was showcasing his independent lifestyles. They do chairlifts for the elderly in their homes, or people that may have broken bones or something. It's just they need a chairlift. And so they were doing their 30-second speech. So I thought, why not, jump on the chairlift? So I did. And so like the whole video is of me going up the chairlift and coming back down. And it was actually pretty funny. And my coworker posted it, and she still works for us, which is good. But anyway, it's stuff like that. I think it is. You're right. It makes for good media. So yeah. Well, if you need some help with your social media, and I will say in photography as well, I highly recommend Eagle Eye Photography. Chris does a great job. He's, like I said, we've been using his photos and stuff for years. He's been a big supporter of the CVABC and getting our name out there. And tell us a little bit too. You have a Mother's Day photo shoot coming up, a contest.
Yes, we've got a contest that we're running right now. We're looking at doing some Mother's Day mini shoots in Lynchburg and Bedford towards the end of the month. So if you go to our webpage, which is Eagle's Eye Photography, there's a pinned post to the top. All you got to do is simply share the post, react to it, and tag a couple people in it. And then we're going to draw a winner next Saturday to win a free Mother's Day mini shoot with the winner and their kids, or if they want to transfer to somebody. Or if you don't want to do a Mother's Day shoot, then you can get a certificate to do one at another time.
Okay. I've been wanting to do a Mother's Day shoot with not just my kid, my mother. My mother has multiple sclerosis, and so I want to kind of do some. She always thinks that she's always like, "Don't take pictures of me," and I'm like, "Mom, you're fine." But I don't have as many pictures of her as I would like to have, So I mean, I like my kids too. I'll take pictures with them, but I take pictures of them all the time, selfies and whatnot. But so yeah, definitely check out it's Eagle Eye Photography on Facebook, right?
Right. Eagle's Eye Photography on Facebook or eagleseyephotography.us.
Perfect. Thank you for coming in with me today and talking about the perils of social media, as well as the good things that you should be doing on social media. So it's like a, what is it, catch-22? Like some things can, go wrong, but you need it. Let's be honest. You need it for your business. You need to be working in social media. Not all of us have a Watts Creative Studios that we can just sit here and, voice our opinions on weekly. But so Jesse, I was introducing you before you got here. I was telling everybody that
awesome.
You're not a pirate.
Okay. I do have a pirate alter ego though, and I
does.
am willing to be in Smith Mountain Lakes Pirate
Days.
Day.
Yes.
I was in a music video as a pirate a couple weeks ago.
What?
Yeah,
Where is this video?
Brown Bag Boy, Johnny Bravo. music video. It should be all over Facebook, YouTube,
Oh, I gotta look
Spotify,
it up.
etc.
I'm gonna
I
put it
did-
on our page.
Yeah, I co-starred as a pirate on there too. So yeah.
Okay. And you played our pirate. You were our
Yep.
pirate for Pirate Bob. And I had a great time. We shot a commercial, and it was my daughter, Jessie. My poor daughter could not be. I was like, walk in the door. That's all you have to do, is walk in the room. And she was just like looking all over the place. I was like, all right, kid, like you're messing up here. Just walk straight to the pirate figure. But
She did good though. She did
finally
really
got
good.
it. She finally got it down. I'll keep her. So tell us, one of the things, and I thought it was great to have you on today because you're talking about branding and branding on social media and the things that Chris can do. But then you also can offer branding for businesses with like promotional items, things like that. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah. So I guess since we're on branding, I'll stick on that.
We can talk about other things too.
oh,
Believe
no,
me,
I
we got
plan on it.
how much time we got? We got 20 minutes to just talk.
Awesome. So on the branding side, I'm an independent rep for a promotional company that does all sorts of swag, merch, gear, etc. Called Scoville Specialties. Great local company, locally owned out of the lake, and family oriented, and it goes well because I have my own athletic brand as well. I don't know if you,
Yeah, I did.
you
I
hit on
mentioned that. We're going to talk about that too while you're here.
Yeah, so they go hand in hand because it's like I get the customer side. Like you got to try to stay on brand. I'll say it a bunch of times. Stay on brand. And what Elite Era is about is a high quality product. Obviously, we're an athletic brand that does apparel, and we try to stick to that high quality side of it. So I try to do everything high quality. So if I'm getting a pen, I'm doing a high quality pen, like a $2-3 pen, not a cheap 20
You can go get a
pen.
Bic.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. You can't
I'm
do
just
that.
checking.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess Bic could make more
High
expensive
quality
pens,
pen?
but
Okay.
I don't think they do. So it's just all about, when I try to sit down with the customer, it's all about me absorbing what they want, what their brand is about. And then I love coming up with ideas. Like, ideas are my favorite thing. Like sitting down, putting together a proposal of, this matches your brand. This matches what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
This matches with what your audience is wanting. So I think that's really, really integral. It's really key to try to do that at all times. If you stray away from it, if you're a nice Grove Street, if you're a nice company like this, you want to stick your logo on something that represents that.
Mhm.
And I think that needs to be done as much as you can. You have
Right.
to do that.
And that's something I'm actually learning because when we rebranded a few years ago, a lot of people knew Lynchburg Retail Merchants Association.
Oh, yeah.
They knew who they were. They've been around for over, close to 100 years. But Central Virginia Business Coalition, well, who the heck is that with the long name? I mean, it's hard to say. And then you drop the CVABC and people are like, what? CVBCA what? So, you're sitting here trying to tell people it's Central Virginia ABC store. Like, just take the ABC. And then people remembered. Then people knew as soon as you added that part. But, we are working this year to brand ourselves more in the community and have people really see who we are, because a lot of what we do is we promote other people, we promote their businesses, but then it kind of got into my head like, well, how can I do that if people don't even know who we are to go to the people that we're promoting? So we said, we're going to have to put a little bit of money in the game this year and actually promote ourselves and not just assume people know who we are, although I don't
think
know
a lot
why
of people do though. A lot of
know
people
who
do
you
though.
are. Like, if you don't know who I am, like, wait, who are you really? But so let's talk about how did you come up with like the Elite Era? Like, how did that come into place? Because for those of you who don't know, because we don't have video here, Jessie is probably one of my younger members, not youngest because that goes to Ryuga
I know
Casper, which
kills it. Yeah.
he does a great job. But to have you and your energy as a delegate for us too, and your entrepreneurism, like, how did all of that come into play?
Gosh, so where should I start? Because I do love being.
We have
like,
15 minutes.
I do love being one of the younger people in the room. It's I guess a catch-22 because sometimes I feel like people don't take me as serious as they could because I'm 26, and when I started coming around the CVABC, I was only 22, 23.
Right.
And I was pretty much always the youngest person in the room until Casper came along.
Yes.
And I love him. I love seeing all the young entrepreneurs come about. But What was your other question about?
And here we go.
Yeah.
And he might be the youngest, but his memory. I'm just kidding. So
Too
we were
many
talking
things
about
out there.
Elite Era. Like, how did you come up with that?
Yeah, so me and two of my really good friends were just sitting in a basement one day, and they were both like really gym type people, and I love sports, and I've always been business oriented. My whole family's that way. I just got it from them. And it just kind of jumped out. We wanted to build something, and we started with apparel. That's obviously not the end all be all. People say, "Oh, you're a clothing brand." I'm like, absolutely not. We're a brand that just started with clothing. So we wanted to build something for athletes, and a lot of it comes from my little brother. We just grew up in sports all the time, and I was always trying to do whatever I could to help him, make him a better baseball player. And I bring a lot of that energy into Elite Era, because every athlete that we bring on, we've started signing a lot of ambassador elites to represent us.
I coach softball, by the way.
Yeah,
In case
absolutely.
you need me there.
Absolutely.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm coming. Send me the schedule. Send me the schedule.
If you want to give me a sweatshirt to wear.
Yeah. We try to treat all of the athletes, anyone who gets our clothes, anyone involved in the Elite Era family, I want to treat them like my little brother. So Elite Era wants to be the big brother. And that can be anything from, outfitting you in a really nice, high quality hoodie, blah, blah, blah. Or it could be, let me come to your game and bring you a Gatorade. Just whatever we can do to make athletes' lives better.
You're going to have people calling you for Gatorades now, just have you know. Bring me a Gatorade.
Absolutely.
No. But I will say, I know some people who have purchased your athletic apparel and have told me like how great it is, and that they're going to continue to get their apparel from you. So what kind of makes y'all stand out? Is there, like what kind of, is it the quality? Is it, what is it?
I think it's it's the quality, and it's also the look. We really wanted a sleek, cool design. So it's like that look good, feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So I love everything we do, especially these hoodies that I'm in right now. It just looks so clean. And I think that's what's been setting us apart. Our pricing, I feel like, is very, very fair as well. Like, we've got a great pair of leggings, and our legging sports bra set is less than Lululemon's leggings by themselves. And we actually order from some of the same manufacturers that Lululemon does, so I can see their pricing, and I know they're getting better pricing than us. And it's just they're not fair to their customers. They're ripping them off. And I feel like we have a high quality price. Like, absolutely, we want to stay in that high quality realm, but we're not unfair. We want to get out there. We want people to see us, have our stuff. So I think we're very fairly priced, high quality stuff. And our logo, we've always gotten tons of compliments on our logo. And I mean, we came up with it in the basement. We just started drawing around. We started throwing out names, and this is what we came up with. And honestly, we've always gotten so many compliments on the logo. I was on Clubhouse, if you know what Clubhouse is.
I can't say that I do.
Okay, it was it's, I don't know if anyone out there knows what Clubhouse is. I was on Clubhouse, and I was in a room that was talking about logos, and I sent in mine, and they could not find any faults in it. Like, before, they were just trashing all these other businesses' logos. I sent ours in, and they were like, oh, I don't know what we could do to make this better. So I'd attribute it to that too.
So, I think this should come as no shock to everybody. I'm not a gym person, but I do love sports. I am so competitive. Like I was just saying, I've coached softball for a long time, and I got back into coaching again this year because my daughter decided she wanted to play. And I will say this, whether you're coaching or whether you're playing, being in something that's comfortable can definitely make or break how you play. I'll be honest. Like, if you're out there in something that's, uncomfortable, you can't move, you can't bend down to get the ball, you can't, make a good throw, you can't do this, that can absolutely derail, your game or, what you're doing.
Yeah. And that's a piece. I mean, if we can help our athletes out by giving them something comfortable that fits well, and their performance increases because of that,
Mhm.
I feel happy. I feel really happy about that. I've been going to. We signed a Lynchburg College baseball player, University of Lynchburg baseball player, and I've gone to a couple of their games, and I just love sitting out there and seeing them do well.
Now, so you said you're not all about apparel. What are y'all branching out into? Is there anything more that y'all have kind of started looking into?
Oh, an absolute ton. And I'll say I'm trying to get away from the retail side. It is such a hassle. I'm trying to offload a lot of the retail side onto my business partner because he's a lot better at it than I am. And one of our branches is co-brands. So that would be, we're talking to a local football team who is doing hoodies with their logo front and center and ours on the sleeve, similar to my competitors with the check mark and the 3 stripes and whatnot. And they're doing sweatpants with the logo and such. So that's an avenue that I'm trying to get into.
Okay.
We have actually brought in an investor for an NFT project. If you guys NFTs, we have an NFT investor. So that's a project we're looking for. We are pushing into Finland into like a retail shop in Finland.
Do you need somebody to go over there and hang out and make
yeah,
sure?
Absolutely. Actually, we're sponsoring a football camp in Spain this weekend.
Wow.
I was not able to get a plane ticket to Spain, but we are sponsoring a football camp in Spain. What is it? 7th, 8th, 9th?
That's
10th.
cool.
And gosh, what else are we into? I have a whole list of different projects that we're involved in. A lot of it is I'm trying to get into the influencer space. So we have a bunch of athletes signed under us, and I'd like to start representing them for influencer type deals with other local businesses and faraway businesses and anything. Getting them deals for like sponsorship influencer wise. So like a Liberty football player wants to promote some bingo night at scoreboards or karaoke night at scoreboards. I'm trying to get into a position where I can, negotiate a deal where they're promoting. So that's one of my favorite avenues. I just feel like I'd really be a really good promoter / agent, whatever you would want to call that.
Now, and then that stuff too, like you have to be careful with things like that. So you have to know the rules with it because they can only do so much depending on their eligibility and stuff like that through college. Is that right?
The NIL deals are very particular. You have to send in an agreement or a contract to compliance at the school, and that has to be approved.
Gotcha.
By compliance.
Does the same rule apply to like high school? I mean, can high school kids do things?
I'm
just wondering.
Yeah, I saw something on
or a
that.
9-year-old that plays softball. I mean, you just let me know.
Does she have any offers yet?
No, not yet. We're fielding them. We're fielding them. Currently.
Like a grounder, right?
Yeah.
So I looked into that a little bit. I read an article. Coach G, the JF's baseball coach, shared an article about deals for high school athletes, and that's a state by state
Okay, gotcha.
thing. So I didn't look into it enough to see Virginia's because there is a JF baseball player that I'm looking at signing as well. He played with my brother. I don't know the extent of that.
Right.
I know it's not well regulated, it's just not, it's very abstract. It's not very concrete at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening that is interested in finding out more about Elite Era, whether it's they want to purchase, whether y'all go to the gym, it's okay. If you want to go to the gym and you need some workout clothes, or if you're even interested in finding out how you can have Elite Era, help to promote your business or things like that, how do they reach you? Like, what is your website? All of that
So
info.
our website is eliteeraofficial.com. Anyone can honestly reach out to me with my phone number, 540-597-7397. You can shoot us an email, eliteeraofficial@gmail.com. And I'm absolutely open to anything. I like to be flexible and customizable with everything we do.
And speaking of customizable, the sizes and everything, it's from your small to your, do y'all do a plus size line?
We have certain items go up to double XL.
Okay.
I don't think we have any triple XL. Just some of our suppliers don't go up that high.
Right.
But we've got mostly small to to Double XL in
Okay.
those items.
Perfect. Well, definitely check them out. Check out Eagle Eye Photography. Thank you both for coming on with me today, because I wanted to have, I thought y'all were such a great comparison to have, people doing branding and talking about how, Chris can go out and help them with their personal branding, and here's Jesse doing his thing with branding his company, and even the promotional side of what he does. So I appreciate your time and the information you guys have offered to our listeners today. I will mention too, I mentioned Bedford and Bloom before Woody puts my outro music.
I was quick with the button. I was getting ready to hit it.
Before he starts like
there, Heather.
saying, "Time to go, Heather." I will also mention we are hosting a job fair next Tuesday. It is going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn in Lynchburg, right off of Wards Road. And it is probably, I've seen a lot of people doing virtual job fairs. Well, this was an actual pre-COVID job fair. You actually walk in and there's business owners there with tables. And we are still trying to be COVID cautious. So we don't have, 30, 40. We've probably got a good 15 different vendors, but they do run from healthcare to banking to restaurant. We have some IT, we have hospitality. So we have a bunch of different areas. And I consistently see people saying, I'm looking for work. Well, here's an opportunity to come to this job fair. It's from 10 to 2 next Tuesday, April the 12th. You may walk in unemployed and walk out with a position. Our businesses are actively hiring. But you can at least come in and get some information on some of the opportunities that are there all in one space for you. So if you're out there and you are hiring and you're thinking to yourself, man, I'd like to come out and have a table, we'd still love to have you. So we do still have some room. If you are hiring and you want to come out, we are even offering, one of the biggest things that I've gotten this year is people saying that they can't, this kills me. They can't come to a job fair to participate they're hiring, but they can't come because they don't have enough staff to work a job fair booth and then actually run their company. And we keep getting that. They're like, well, that's why we're doing virtual, and that's why. So if you want to come out and set up a table, put applications out, put something out that people can kind of take with them, or even fill out there, and you come back and pick it up at 2. We'll let you even come out and have a table that you can put information at, and our volunteers can walk around and kind of help answer questions, or keep your table at least looking good while people are coming through. So you don't actually have to be there the full time from 10 to 2. We can actually you can come in and just set your table up. And then if you have to go back to work for a few hours, go work, get the job done. And then hopefully we'll help you hire someone. So the next time you can actually, come and man the booth. But if you're interested, please contact us. It's heather@cvabc.org or Danielle@cvabc.org. She can help you out getting set up as well. And with that, we will be back next week with Jess Chatton. She is going to be interviewing the CVABC staff, so you get to learn a little bit more about us. And we will have professional TikToker. Is it Jessica Hamilton? Hold on, I want to say Jennifer Hamilton. I got to pull it back up. But she is going to be on with us, and she is going to be talking about her business, and I am really excited to have her.